What's up, Internet? We are here jamming out to some snazzy Eurosynth in PSO2. Okay, first things first, I think I should address the elephant in the room. I haven't streamed in about a month. I have been fighting my ISP every single day for the past month. I am exhausted from it. Basically, everyone in the building decided to tie their phones, TV, and internet together, and the ISP can't do any of those competently, so I've been fighting them every step of the way. I think we finally got internet working properly, but I'm saying that knowing that literally an hour ago I had sat through an hour and a half of not having internet, so I'm not sure. But if you're wondering why I haven't streamed for that long, it literally was not something I could do. I was literally fighting for this. More importantly, though, we are finally in episode 6. We have caught up to Japan, kind of. We're still missing one class, but with this new episode comes a new story that I'm gonna have to make a video about at some point, I'm sure. But more importantly, what everyone cares about, 2 new classes. You can see I'm currently level 1 of the Phantom class. With my awesome Hunal wings that aren't the ones that match my color scheme, I'm still very bitter about that. Now, we also have the Etoile, which I'm a little bit less interested in, even though it uses my weapons. But basically, what we're going to do is we're going to test out these classes a little bit. I have stocked up on some cheap weapons so that I can just do some testing. But before we do, I think it would be bad to do level 1 stuff. So let's grab some stuff, because I do have somewhere a whole bunch of experience tickets, which are in that particular thing. 17 of these bad boys. I don't think I'll use all of these. I just want to raise each class up a little so that I can, you know, play around with some of the abilities and, you know, see what we can do with them. So, let's see what 500,000 experience can do for a level 1 class. Yes. And boom! That brings us to 28. I'll use the other one. And boom, 29. Good enough. Good enough. Okay, so we're 29. I wanted to get to 30. 29's probably fine. I'm just going to mess with the audio because my computer's beeping at me. So now that we've got at least some levels in our Phantom, I don't think I'm going to invest in pure Phantom stuff just by virtue of the fact that ideally I actually want to use this as a subclass right now, but we'll figure it out as we go. But we will learn some skills. So learn class skills as soon as... Playing this on Xbox One, especially on a base Xbox One, sucks, by the way. I said that in my review. Go watch my review. It's an hour long and it's amazing. Okay, so the moment that Lag wants to actually let us access our thing... There we go. Custom setup. I don't want a recommended setup. We're going to learn Phantom Marker. Now, Phantom Marker is sort of the big class skill of this thing. As I understand, basically, the more damage you do, the... it basically attaches a explosive to your opponent that you can detonate whenever you want. Now, as you can see, most of this stuff is only available as main class. That's kind of why I'm a little bit hesitant to like this class all that much. But PP Mega Up, as well as Critical Stream, basically the more PP you have, the more damage and the more crit chance you have. That's pretty cool. All attack bonus, yeah, I'm gonna invest in that. Thank you. PP attack increase, photon stream, you better believe I'm gonna invest in that there, Jimmy. Basically I'm just putting it into the main ability and then passives right now because that's at least what I'm guaranteed definitely gonna be using. And we only have 3, so I won't bother with that. But at least we've got some PP up. Now this we're not gonna be able to take full advantage of because our class is so low. I have no armor on, which means I can't use my Whittle wings to get us over 200 PP, which gives us something like, I think, something like 40% crit rate with like a plus 5% crit damage. But I will say that my critical chances are actually already very, very high. That said, basically what we're going to be doing is mostly just messing with the weapons. I've already equipped them. I've already got sort of weapon skills set out just to test what they're all about. Anything we do after that, I'm not sure. But we'll at least give one go to good old Phantom, and then we'll give Etoile a chance as well. Do I want to go Ark's Quest? Or do I want to do we'll do a base Ark's Quest. Why not? We'll do Suppress Sedan. It's a cheap one. It's quick. It's fast. The moment... oh, I can't even select very hard. Too low level. Ah, that sucks. Alright, well, either way. We won't be picking up any gear because my inventory and my storage is crammed with crap. Mostly bonus experience boosting keys right now. I am prepped for this. Armada Annihilation Quest. It's a quest I can't do yet because I'm too low leveled. And we actually just missed it. I thought about taking part, but it's like, it's already half started. And I want to do this, so, you know. I figured, why do that? Okay, so the Phantom's weapon sets are the Katana, which I've never been a big fan of Katana. I'm a melee character, but when I played Braver to get my character up to 75, I went bow, which is weird for me. Okay, we got rifle as well. It feels like it's a rifle channeling its inner gunner and trying to be stylish. That's interesting. Communicating! I don't know what that meant, but... Alright. And we've got wands, or rods. Wands are for etoiles. I don't know how to feel about this because I'm not a Meiji character in general. Communicating. I think it might be that the connection's bad because like the servers are just jam-packed and plebs who don't have premium on Xbox One classics like me are just gonna suffer. Welcome to PSO2. Okay, so let's just get an idea of what our abilities are. So that's a nice little sword combo. Okay, let's see what our Y ability is. Alright, so we got sort of a dashing around. There's a little bit of control to this. It reminds me a little bit of the photon blades from the bouncer. Like, it's an offensive that moves you around and you have a little bit of control with it. Although it's mostly very, very slight arcing curves. So that's... What's the special ability? Alright, so the special ability is a charge slash. Okay. That's... And it looks like it actually, like, projects it. Like, let's see if I can get my camera a little bit. Yeah, that actually throws your slash out there. That's cool. Alright, let's see what the other set are. So that's, some kind of sustainable combo. Well, sustainable as long as you've got PP, anyway. This is... Ooh, that's kind of sort of like combining two of Bouncer's abilities. That's the rising kite slash, I believe is what it's called, and then the downward crow fall or whatever it is. That I've never used that move. Alright, what's this last move? Alright, so you're dashing forward and dashing back. Interesting. This definitely feels very Braver-ish. It feels better. I'm not sure I like it though. Let's see what the rifle's all about. So you got your stylish shooting. Kind of appreciate the gun kata involved with this. Alright. Y ability. Oh, you can actually charge that. That's cool. So you actually get like a spread shot and then a charge sort of like shield double spread shot. That's not bad. Okay, what's our R weapon ability? Okay, so it's a sustained charge and then blast. And there's a nice little animation of like some things creating some sort of like amplification lens in front of you. That's interesting. Alright, so X is... Oh, cool. It's like a timed explosive type of thing. That's interesting. Oh, you got like killer death lasers. That's kind of cool. That actually reminds me of the charge ability from the Luther form. A little bit. I do like that move, actually. That's why I like Luther as a form. And then we charge up our little bomb thing. And I don't know what that actually did. Alright, so let's see what our rod abilities are. So we got the standard combo type of thing. Alright. Y is basically using your magic weapon as a sword. Okay. Weapon ability is, like everything else, it's a sustained. I do like that pose. That's cool. And then it's basically a charge slash. So we're using our magic weapon as a sword. Okay. X chargeable. Oh, okay, so that's like an area of effect, sort of like shield, sorta. And that's sort of a defensive teleport. Okay. What's our final ability? It's just dashing forward, throwing out these things. Okay, now, I gotta go to the sub-palettes. Which one am I using right now? I think I'm using this one. I might be using this one. So, where is our character class ability? We do have access to these things. Interesting. But right now, I want to access... Okay, so it seems like our... Unless it's equipable to the ability, that our actual ability, the Phantom Marker, is actually not presently... It must be a passive type of thing, I guess. Because I do believe I have it. Let's just... Yeah, Phantom Marker. Causes markers to be detonated via charged weapon action. Okay, so basically, if we attack enemies, it should form up a marker on them, and then if we use one of our charge abilities, that detonates it. Okay, let's give this a go. I'm going to swap to the Katana, because why not? I wish this thing could use soaring blades. Like, that's the one thing I like about Atois. It has soaring blades. I don't like anything else about it on a conceptual level. Like, it's a supportive defensive tank, yeah? But the thing is, this is not a game to be tanking things in. This is a game that ultimately plays very heavily in evasion. Like, especially on the higher levels. So I'm not sure how I feel about that. Alright. We might actually be going for an area that's, like, too low level to really build up anything with the marker abilities. Which kind of sucks. A little bit. We might be able to do something if we go to an exploration area. I'm just worried that those are going to be jam-packed with people. And thus it's going to be slow and crap. I will say this doesn't feel like the huge, mechanically, combat-wise leap that Hero was. Like, Hero had weapons that you'd already used, similar to any other Scion. But Hero's weapons... It felt very different. Like, you know, the sword felt significantly faster, and the guns were completely different. And I didn't use Talisman too much, but it definitely felt like it changed stuff up a lot. Whereas this one, it feels like it's just adding effects to existing abilities, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But I think if you're trying to find something that is... like, objectively, like, a completely different way to play with your existing weapons, this might not be what you want. We will try an expedition. Forest, we got new expeditions, interesting. Oh, right, they increased the cap as well, so that'll be interesting. I gotta grind my bouncer up now, again. But, so far, I think it's interesting. I'm not sure it's as big a quote-unquote game changer as Hero was, just by the fact that Hero was functionally a very different class in terms of how it used its weapons. Whereas this one feels like it's just improving the existing weapons and using things very similarly to how they did. Let's try rifle this time. Like, I would try... I'd like to see if I can use the Phantom Markers a little bit myself, although we might have to, like, wait till a boss to do that. But from what I hear, Phantom is also, like, basically the greatest class. If nothing else, it's like the universal subclass now. Like, I've heard that. Like, it's just because of how it increases, like, crit rate, crit damage, and just overall damage, as well as, you know, the ability to actually use stuff. That makes it sort of like the best class out of all of them. Hey, we destroyed a green container and did some bingo stuff. Nice. I do like that sort of magnification lens that comes up in front of your rifle. I think that's pretty cool. That's just a nice little visual thing. I'm just... like, I'm playing Phantom with the idea that I will probably use it as a subclass more than a main class. Like, that's kind of how I'm going into this. So I'm not sure how much I'm actually enjoying this as as much as I enjoyed Hero, like Hero, it felt very different. It felt very fun. Whereas this just feels kind of like a mix of the older stuff, just done better. And that's great, but I think that I'm going to rely on this more as a subclass, at least as my initial first impressions of this class. That said, most of what makes Phantom so great is its class exclusive stuff, which I have not invested too heavily in outside of the marker, so we're definitely not seeing like optimal, you know, Phantom stuff here. For sure, we're just sort of testing out the weapons more than anything. But, you know, it feels fun. I just don't think I'm enjoying it as much as a main class as, you know, I necessarily might. I'm curious to see what Etois is all about now, though. Because, honestly, that's the one that I'm going in kind of already with, I don't want to say negative prejudice against, but based on what I've heard about it, it does not seem like a fun class to me. It just seems like the one class that actually uses the weapons I really like. So I'm not sure, but we'll see. But using this as a subclass has its own issues as well, because whatever you're currently using as the subclass, in my case Hunter, by replacing that with Phantom, you have to understand that you are, well, obviously replacing that. So in my case, I'll be trading, if I do decide to go Phantom as my subclass, I will be trading up survivability, I'll be trading in automates, I'll be trading in Iron Will, as much as that's kind of a controversial choice, for basically damage. And, I mean, that might be ideal in certain situations. I know I've been having a lot of trouble with endless quests. As you can see, I've got 2 sets of Funeral Wings, but I don't have the ones that match my own color. And certainly part of that is randomization, but another half is just I feel like my damage isn't enough. So having higher crits and more consistent crits, that'll do it. To a degree, of course. But whether or not that's ultimately worth it for me, I'm not sure. Like, I certainly like characters that are no fuss, no muss. Like, I play a bouncer with just my soaring blades, but I don't play an elemental rainbow build, which is typically how you want to play those, with, like, jet boots as a side option, and I can't use jet boots to save my life. I use the soaring blades because those are the weapons that really feel like they gel with me. So trading in something that automatically keeps you alive a little bit easier for more damage, I'll have to see whether or not I like that. But certainly my character build can definitely take advantage of the huge bonus to extra PP. So that's good, because I easily trump like 200 PP to get the full bonus. Combine that with a good weapon, that could be some huge damage. Plus I already have a huge amount of crit chance already. And it's that crit chance that's really what's making this class so attractive to me right now. Although, weirdly enough, I'm having a lot of fun with this rifle. I'm gonna say, this might be Braver 2.0 for me. Whereas, you know, I didn't like the Katana with Braver. I'm still not a big fan of the Katana, but I do kind of like the rifle a little bit. I'm still not entirely sure how we tell if we have the mark applied to our opponents. But basically, it's just a extra source of damage. Like I said at the start, it's sort of likened to attaching a remote explosive to your opponent and then deciding when you want to detonate it. Basically, you figure out when in your combo you want to activate to do a whole bunch of extra damage. But as you slowly build up your combo, the more damage your mark will actually do. So it's a balancing act as to figuring out when is the ideal time to use it. Based on what I understand. I'm not sure I'm even causing marks to appear on my opponents. If there's a visual tell, I'm not seeing it. It might be a status effect type of thing that appears above like their health bar. And I'm still not really seeing it, so I'm thinking what I'll do is we'll walk in, and fight the, what is it, Fang Bancher, whatever it is. And we'll just use normal attacks. And we'll see if that develops something so we can actually properly test this out. Alright, let's go. So we're just going to use regular attacks, not going to use perfect attacks. Not that I'm particularly... Ah, that's a mark. Okay. And then charge. Boom! There we go. Okay, so the marks do actually have a visual tell. It just isn't guaranteed that you'll get them. I think as you invest more in the Phantom class, you will unlock, like, greater odds of it showing up and, like, more effects and more damage and stuff. You'll increase the potency. But again, this is, like, first impressions. I just want to test out the weapons and see how functionally different they are, plus the very basic stuff. Because, again, at least for now, I'm kind of seeing this as a subclass for myself. And because of that, I don't want to invest points that I'm going to have to pay for later. Because there's only so many. Although that said, in terms of skill tree, this feels very similar to Bouncer in the sense that you can get basically everything you want with a lot of room to spare, it seems. Which is good. I like that there's a lot of wiggle room. Okay, so let's try with the rods now, because gotta play a mage at some point. I don't like playing as mages. Mages suck. When I played a mage, the only thing in this game I used as my mage weapon was the Talus, which is not a popular weapon. Okay, so, but we're playing as a mage that hits things real hard. I think the skins for the weapons, for Phantom, actually turn these into scythes, which is actually pretty badass. I don't know what weapon skin that is. I kind of want it. It actually might be a campaign giveaway thing, because I think they did that with the hero stuff as well. But I wouldn't mind a scythe. Not gonna lie, not a practical weapon, but damn, it's cool, and I kind of want one. I think that would definitely make me almost want to use these. Although that said, I am trying to build a Tetra as well, so, you know. Oh, that hitbox is kind of sexy. Look at that hitbox. Okay. Magic weapon as melee weapon. I'm kinda digging it. Little bit kinda digging it. This might be my Phantom weapon. Not gonna lie. I might have to invest more just with this. You know, I tested this before and it was interesting, but it's like, seeing it in motion, it's totally different than just swinging it around. It's like, wow. When you see that hitbox, you can hit like a mile away. This is, this might be my go-to weapon for this class. Which is weird for me, personally. I think so far the weapon that gelled with me least is the Katana, which is par for the course for katanas. Though I am very impressed with the rod so far. I think as a weapon, it's got a ridiculous hitbox. And that was just the weapon skill. Like, I'm just... That's the thing about me, is when I find a new weapon, I tend to just find one attack I really like and stick with it, which is bad for this, seeing as this is sort of like a first impression sort of demonstration type of thing, but... What's the hitbox in that look? Whoa, okay, yeah. This class got some range. Okay, I might have to revise all of my opinions about Phantom up to this point, because I'm kind of digging the range on this guy. I'm just going to hit the bays from a mile away. Oh, we've got Foul Morphers and a bays. Interesting. Now we just need the Bell Goofs, and the gang's all here, really. I'm noticing we're not developing a Phantom lock on this. Oh, we did, actually. Okay. Boom! Triggered. Alright. So it's a little hard to see, because it's kind of basically just your reticle, only it's pointier looking. One thing I do like about Phantom, though, is because I play Bouncer and I have a Dex mag because I'm one of those nut bars, I actually get double mag points for this. So instead of giving my character like 200 damage, I'm actually getting 400 damage boost to my mag. And if I have a second to take a look at my character, I can take a look at that. So far I've got 1042. Let's go to my mag for a sec. And we shall swap to my melee one. Because, why not? We'll take a look. And character info. It's the same. Now, that's of course because we're playing as Phantom, which gains a boost from whatever is your highest stat. But, if you were to equip a Dex Mag and use it as a subclass, then you get double. So if I were to swap this as my subclass onto my Bouncer, I'd be getting 400 points. Use your weapon action first, then your PA skills. Interesting, okay. But I have to admit, I didn't think I'd ever enjoy using a rod as a weapon. This is interesting. I think I've finally found something to really sink my teeth into Phantom for, which is interesting, because I didn't think I would find the rod of all things to be the interesting thing. I kind of figured Katana, like I figured this would sort of be like Hero. Where it's like, okay, I don't want to use the longsword because the longsword's slow and sucks. Using it on the hero, it's like, it's actually pretty good. It's just that twin machine guns are infinitely better. So far, I think in a matter of like 10 minutes, my opinions of this class have kind of flip-flopped. I'm actually really quite enjoying it. I finally found a weapon that kind of gels with me, even though it's weirdly a magic class thing. Still, oh, we're gonna fight now. Okay, let's do it. This is for all those times you kicked my ass in blackjack for reasons that make no statistical sense. I'm just gonna keep summoning. And I broke your weapon, got a unique badge. I knew that was gonna happen, still gonna run away. And I got Resta. Oh, that's cool. That's not an interlacing thing, I'm actually turning invisible while I cast that. That's cool. I wonder if that actually, like, affects enemies. Like, if you turn invisible, does that mean enemies are less likely to hit you or something? It's weird to see a class use a magic weapon as a melee weapon. I'm just gonna say that's a bit peculiar, but I'm kind of digging it. Okay, that's my Phantom Mark, and that's exploding it. And then, of course, this would be a lot more impressive if I actually invested in any of the Phantom Mark stuff, but right now I'm trying to go for all the sub stuff. Because even if I don't invest heavily in Phantom, which I'm kind of at this point thinking about as a main, it's going to be infinitely useful as a subclass, for sure. Okay, so there's our mark. Boom! So we just got to keep our eye out for, like, the white, spiky sort of crosshair on our enemy. I'm kind of I'm half expecting, like, a sort of, like, invisibility teleport thing. Like, all the mage stuff tends to get, like, this teleport, whereas this one is more of... It almost feels like the dash the bouncer has, except that the bouncer's dash is also a damage output. Which is part of the reason why I really like Bouncer, is everything about it is movement-based and outputs damage. So, it actually kind of works pretty well with me. Although I am sucking at this boss just because I don't have the moves down, really. I'm gonna... Ah, right, that's the bomb. Still, you know, kind of growing on me. Kind of growing on me. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I am sucking wind to the Zesh Rider, though. Which, that sucks. I'm gonna have to get used to, like, the hitbox on this thing, because it's huge, but it still feels like it's a little unclear to me. but digging it so far. I think the Magic Rod might be the winner of this class. So we'll finish up this level, and we will take a look at the Étoile, or Star, if you know your French. And I probably butchered that, but that was my shot at pronouncing that properly. I don't speak French. Fun story. I live in a country where it's like maybe a third the main language. Don't speak it. Barely understand it. I can barely speak English, and it took me 23 years to actually start doing that. But, you know, for someone who spent the majority of his life as a mute, I think I'm doing pretty good at communication now. And what I'm trying to communicate is Phantom, kind of a bitch in class. Takes a little bit of getting used to, for sure. And I definitely was hoping the Katana would be a lot better than it was, but the Magic Rod is exceeding expectations, and the rifle gun kata is just absurd, and I love it. So this is going to be a fun class. I'm definitely going to have to look into maybe maining this. So far, my main classes of choice are, of course, Bouncer, and I've done a little bit of Hero. I got it up to 90. I don't think I'll be sinking too much extra time in a Hero, though. But I could see myself sinking a bunch of time, getting this up to the now cap of 95. If only as a subclass, but as a main class, it's pretty fun. And this is really rough play. This is me with none of like the fun frills of leveling up the character, just going with some passive stuff so that I can use it as a subclass. But so far, I'm enjoying it. And I think I have the Rod to thank for that. Like, I think the Katana's the low point. Rifle fun, but the huge star of this class is this absurd magic melee weapon. I love this thing. This thing is cool. Alright. So let's once again fight this boss and try and use some of our Phantom marks to take it down, and then we'll swap classes out. I do like that dash. I still just feel like it should have, like, some invisibility to it. Especially because the casting does. Oh, got him with the teleport. Oh, got him with the, Oh no, I'm running out of PP. Which is a thing you shouldn't do in a class that's based entirely around that concept. Alright, so far, thumbs up to Phantom, I think. I don't think it was as earth-shattering as I kind of hoped it to be, but it was, in its own way, very surprising. You know, I'm really kind of digging it. Plus, we got some client orders for fulfilling a Phantom quest. Plus, we got a partner card for the new Phantom teacher lady. So now we're going to go do the one for the Étoile. Except I hit retry and not return to lobby like a dork. Also, we got title rewards. I think for being a Phantom at level 30. Still, if I can get my PP up and I can just use this as a subclass, this might be pretty impressive. The problem is I will have to basically unlearn everything Hunter taught me, which is I don't need to actually worry about my health because the game will do that for me, which is not a good position to put yourself in. That is being lazy. And I actually have weapons that kind of do that as well. Like, my weapons have lifesteal on them. And I tried to swap out to the life streams to fight Masquerade on the higher levels, and I got my ass kicked. But the damage increase is so almost worth it. So I don't know. I've got a lot of unlearning and relearning to do, I suppose. But my town's going under lockdown again, so I guess I've got the time. Alright, so let's go with the Étoile. Seems to be showing that it uses the double saber, not a weapon I particularly care for. But let's equip our weapons. So we've got these guys, which are my go-tos. We've got some gun blades, which I don't want to use. We got that. And we got the wand. And I've already set up the weapons for it. So let's start with my go-to weapons with my sick, awesome weapon skin. I love this weapon skin so much. It's my favorite weapon skin. Okay, let's go expeditions. Oh, right. I have to level up my character. I just remembered. I'm glad I did. I gotta actually relearn some stuff. Okay, so all storage. We'll take one of those. Or not. I thought I had one of those kicking around and I used it. Oh well. Store that and we'll take those hundreds and we'll just move this up to level 30 because why not? Also, digging this Euro synth. Not a big synth guy, but you know, this is actually pretty good music. I think. I'm normally into metal and stuff. Alright, so let's learn some Etoile skills. Learn how to be the star that we are. Active skill cooldown time is reduced for all non-Etoile Alliance members in the area. So, here's the big thing about Etoile is it's a support class. It's designed to basically boost the abilities of everyone else. Not my cup of tea, honestly, but we're going to get a chance to take a look at this and see what we can do. And now I'm getting some message about Dolby Atmos headphones on my computer for reasons I don't understand. Okay, so let's invest in this. Now, I'm more interested in actually setting up the Etoile stuff because I don't see myself using this as a subclass, even though there is actually more stuff that can be used as subclass stuff. Like, see, there's nothing here that says main class only. This one is, this one is, this one is, but HP restore it. I'll grab that. So cause you recover HP while your HP falls below a certain threshold. That could be useful. All attack bonus. I'll take one of those. Grants perfect attack. See, that's the thing, and this is bad. I don't recommend you fight the way I do, but I really am not good at perfect attacks. Critical. Earn critical bonus from perfect attacks. Okay. Same arts, PP preservation. Successive use of the same photon art will consume less PP per use. That's actually very useful for me. I really do like my Disperser Shrike on my thing. So I might try and level this up as a subclass as well. Using different photon arts during a combo will decrease for a fixed number of... And a damage increase. Interesting. Damage bouncer. Greatly decreases damage you receive, but also decreases the HP recovery from other items, objects, and skills. Interesting. What sort of offset is this? So 100% less... Okay, so does that mean that nothing heals you? Because 100% is all. That's... I'm not sure how that works. I would probably invest in flat damage, yes. Perfect guard, universal mate up. Alright, well, we kind of got some stuff. I'm really hesitant to grab that one move. 100% less healing, but 70% less damage. That's interesting, actually. That might be worth investing in, maybe. But I'm genuinely scared because, of course, 100% is all, and not having healing is not ideal. And it does seem to affect everything. Like, it seems to affect skills, items, and abilities. So what can you heal by? I mean, offhand, the only thing I can think of maybe that would let you heal is the health restoring things at the end of these quests. Alright, so let's take a look at the combos. Ooh, it's weirdly floaty. Huh. Okay, what? Did I just... Okay. Okay. I feel like that the weapon action is going to be something that you need to use near enemies, because it just seems to summon swords around you. I'm guessing they home in on your enemies. There's no... See, this is why I don't want to play Etoile, is it doesn't have the movement mechanics of the bouncer. Like, Weapon action for a bouncer is a dash that throws weapons out. It is offensive and defensive at the same time, and you can do huge damage boosts with it. Okay, so let's see what the weapon action does with these guys. Doesn't seem to do anything. Okay. I do kind of appreciate the insane range on that move. That's just a straight up movement combo. Kind of digging that. Alright. I also like the crazy swords you get from this. That's pretty cool. Alright, so we need to find our Y ability, which is... Oh god! You're using your swords as jet boots. I'm doomed. Like... Okay, it's the jet boost of hell. I don't think I can use that move to save my life. Let's try this one. Okay, so it's just an energy slash. Although it does seem to, combo energy slashes. I'm still not really sure I get what the weapon action actually is for this thing. Unless... Let me try something. Ah, you'll do perfectly. Oh, don't want to be grabbed. I think what it does is if you use it in a combo, it sends out those little swords to damage. I think. I genuinely don't know. That weapon ability is a little weird. Let's try the next one. This is the wand. I kind of appreciate the movement with this character, but I wish the dodge was a little more dodgy. Also, I love the hovering. The I don't give a shit hover. Okay, I'm almost dead. Also, I'm noticing I can't use Resta, which is current. It's concerning. Holy crap. Okay, hold on. Hold on, I need to revive. I think I've made a discovery that could make this kind of ridiculous, maybe. Maybe. I think the weapon action of this is actually like a omnidirectional shield. If you timed it right, you could actually avoid taking damage altogether. I think. That's what it's coming across to me as, which is interesting. Again, defense isn't really the biggest focus in this game. Evasion's of far greater importance in this game. But it's interesting to see, like, we could potentially have basically a super shield. Here's a regular enemy. Let's test it. Yep, no damage. Cool. Alright, so let's test this move. Okay. That seems useless. That's why you're not entirely endearing yourself to me right off. Ooh, I kind of like that, though. That's kind of a cool move. Freaking Black Hole Nova over here. That's actually pretty damn cool. Alright. Alright, and our last move is the R button, Charge Beam! Okay, that's kind of a neat move, too. Also, its official name is now Shining Finger! Because Gundam. I'm not so sure about this class, honestly. Like, there's some things I kind of like about it. That block, if you know your enemy, you can prevent all damage. That's pretty useful, honestly. But this does seem like a support defense class and not an offensive one, and I like to play offensive a lot. So let's see what this got. Okay, so we're like throwing our weapons around now, using like magic spaceness to have them orbit our character. That's interesting. Oh, that's a dodge. Okay. That said, like, the standard dodge is probably better. I would think. Although, ooh, let me test something. Okay, let's go back to this. I'm thinking this is probably some sort of defensive option. I just gotta time it right. I'm fine with sucking really badly right now, but I really do want to get a handle on what some of this stuff is. Like, that looks kind of like a shield, but the fact that there's swords makes me think there's going to be, like, an offensive element. I kind of thought it might be like a... Okay, hypothesis. I'm thinking what this is my initial assertion about this might not have been entirely wrong, but I was going about it the wrong way. And what it is, I'm thinking, and this is just speculation right now, I gotta test this, but what it is it's a block, but if you block with these and you intercept and attack, those blades will hit the enemy. Let's test it. Come on, hit me. That did seem to actually do damage to the enemy. Come on. So it does just seem to be a block with the swords, although there might be an offensive element to it, because I didn't attack that enemy, but it did take 100 damage. I'm just... it might be like a perfect guard situation where if you hit it perfectly, it counters. Not sure. And we'll go back to this and see what our abilities are. I'm going to leave that rock bear alone because he's mean to me. So we've got... oh, the weapon action is a dodge as well as an attack. Okay. Interesting. Okay, our Y ability is dash. That's actually kind of a neat move, too. Alright. So what's our next move? X. Ooh! I like that. That's kind of neat. I definitely like the aesthetic style of the Etoile, with all these, like, shining, fancy blades. Like, it's true to its name. You would be the star of any battlefield with this class, because you just stand out. Oh, that's actually a really cool move. I like that move. Okay, that's kind of cool, too. I need more photon power. Okay, let's see what our... Ooh, that's kind of neat. Alright, so... I'm not sure how I feel about this class. Like, it's neat, and I'm interested in some of its, like, other abilities like that. Block 70% of damage while reducing healing seems functionally interesting, but I don't know. This one feels a little bit weird. Like, I'm almost flip-flopped on how I feel about Phantom. Like, Phantom, I started out being really unimpressed, and then, you know, I got that one weapon, the rod, that just completely clicked with me, and it was like, yeah, and here is like, well, this is kind of neat, but, you know. I feel like the more I play it, the less I'm liking it so far. But again, this is, you know, first 20-30 minutes with the class. I'll probably level it up at least to 75 anyway, but I'm not sure how I feel about Etoile. I'm definitely gonna have to look more into that, like, defensive option and see if like some potential build ideas. The problem is I've heard that, like, Etoile on Bouncer just it's not worth using. So I don't know. And I am a bouncer by trade. Like, Phantom works. Phantom works a lot better if you're not using the soaring blades and are, you know, using the jet boots, which I refuse to use because I can't use them to save my life, but you know, it functionally works, and it utilizes crit very well. Even though crit isn't a huge factor in this game, With Phantom set up in a specific way, every attack can be 100% crit. And with the huge crit boost it gets, as well as a few augments to your weapons that boost crit, you can do some unbelievably nasty stuff. So that's definitely a thing I would be interested in testing out and trying for myself. I'm gonna have to do a little bit more research into Etoile, because I really don't know too much about this. But, you know, with Etoile, we're actually pretty close to caught up with Japan. Etoile only came out in, like, either February or March of this year. So we've effectively crammed 8 years of content into 8 months. And we didn't get everything. I mean, there were a bunch of EQs we missed out on. Mostly smaller ones that didn't really matter so much. And there's a lot of equipment we've missed out on, like, items and stuff. But, you know, we're almost caught up. Right now we just need, like, the Luster class, which is a class I don't really look forward to using because it's based around a very gimmicky idea. But then again, all the Scions kind of feel like they're gimmicks in their own ways. Like, this is very clearly fancy particle effects meets support, whereas Phantom is high crit and, like, extra damage and passive damage. And then Heroes just, we crammed a bunch of classes together, let's see how broken we can make it. And then immediately backpedal that by nerfing it to hell. I think out of the two, I started more interested in Phantom, and I'm still more interested in Phantom. But its defensive skills and other options definitely make me interested in considering looking more into Etoile for the moment. So I might do that after this. But I think I'll definitely be willing to play Phantom in some capacity moving forward, so I'll definitely try to level up that one, for sure, for sure. Etoile, I'm on the fence about. I can see some things I find concerning, though. But that has been Etoile and Phantom, the new Episode 6 classes. And, you know, we still have one more to go. I think there's one more in development in Japan as well. So there is that as well. But we're getting close to the next game, which is New Wave Genesis, or whatever it's called. The next one. Which some people, they're still really unclear about what it is. Some people say it's like a different game. Some say it's an expansion of this game. All I know is it's not Episode 7. So we're going to have to take a look at that. But for now, I think that'll be the stream for the day. Hopefully I'll be back with Animal Crossing at some point before the end of the year. I know I've got a couple What the Hell videos to do sometime this week, as well as other stuff. Hopefully all my problems with my ISP are over. We can hope. But that has been PSO2, the new classes, the kind of surprising, disappointing, and then really surprising Phantom, and the weird Etoile that I'm not sure I like too much, but we'll see. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, follow the stream to know we go live, because we try to stream every night, although this past month has been dumb, to say the least. But we do have Bummer Week coming up, so look forward to that. You might also want to check out and subscribe to my YouTube channel, see everything else I do, which is a lot of stuff. I should have a review of my Sega Multicart coming out in a few days. And if you really want to make my day, check out the show's PayPal or Patreon. Support the show any way you can so that I can continue to do what I do to the best of my ability, which in this case is fight the good fight against my ISP so I can play some more damn PSO2, the best MMO ever created, as well as exploring the new classes in it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Peace out, Internet.